Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope you are doing well with your studies and welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn Knowledge. So today we'll continue with our discussion about French Revolution. So friends, before we begin further with our today's video, let me remind you about the previous sections of this chapter, that are division of French society during 18th century, various incidents that led to the outbreak of revolution in France, and abolishment of monarchy by establishing a republic in the political system of France. And all the three topics have been covered in our videos which are uploaded on our channel. If you haven't watched them, link is given in the description below. Go through those videos to have a clear concept of French Revolution in your mind. So let's begin with our today's topic, that is of role of women in the revolution. So friends, this is the most prominent section which any revolution have, and today we are going to discuss how the women of France contributed to bring a change in the political and social system of France. So let's begin. So friends, as we have discussed earlier, that the wages of men belonging to third estate were not enough to fulfill basic means of livelihood for their family. As a result, the woman of that family had to engage herself in work for the smooth functioning of their basic livelihood, and women had to work hard as compared to that of men for their living. Now what kind of work they were doing? Women worked as laundresses, sold flowers, fruits and vegetables at the markets, or were employed as domestic servants in the house of prosperous people. So friends, basically these are some of the occupations which we can see women basically belonging to the poverty line. They supposed to do these works today even for the income, for their basic income. Now the women of those times were not having any type of access to education. Basically these women belong to the third estate of the French society, and women belonging to the second and first estate were provided with some basic education, but after that they were forced to marry against their will, and basically their education was not having too much importance as that of men. Side by side they were working, they were employed as workers, and on the other hand they were supposed to take care of their families by doing various works like cooking, fetching water, queue up for bread, and look after their children. They and added to, in spite of the hard work they did, their wages were lower than those of men. So you can see how much discrimination based on gender was privileging in France during the time of French Revolution. Now what happened, women also thought that now enough is enough now. Now they also want equality, equal status as that of men, either in terms of polity or social. They want equality. So as a result, women also started their own political clubs and newspapers in order to discuss and raise their voice for interest. And there were about 60 different women club in the French societies, and the most famous of which were the Society of Revolutionary, and second one was that of Republican. And by looking in this picture, you can easily analyze the discussions which were carried on by women in the clubs they formed to raise their voice for their interest. Now clubs were formed by the women, but what were their demands? So women clubs demanded to enjoy the same political right as men were having, to enjoy the right to vote, because they were not provided, they were classified as passive citizens by the Constitution of 1791. So they demanded right to vote for them. Their demands included that women should also be allowed to elected to the assembly, and they should also be holding a political office. So these were some of the demands which were put forward by the political clubs made by women. Now, what were the consequences? So, in the early years, the revolutionary government, means which government? The Jacobins government, Robespierre's government. Now, what were the results of the demands that were put forward by the women? So, in the early years, the revolutionary government introduced some laws to help out women. Now, what were those laws? These were as follows. Schooling was made compulsory for all girls, means the issue of education was solved. And second one was their fathers could not force them to marry against their will. Equality for their marriage was granted to them. Third was divorce was made legal and could be applied for both men and women. The social equality was given to them at some extent, and women could now be trained for jobs, become artists, and run small businesses. And another social equality was given to women. But women's struggle for political rights such as right to vote and equal wages as that of men were having continued to hundreds of years. It was finally in 1946 that women in France got the right to vote. So you can imagine how much the struggle they had to carry to get a basic right to vote, to elect their representatives. They had to struggle a lot till 1946. So this was all about the role of women in the French Revolution. Now let's come to our next topic, that is of abolition of slavery. So friends, when we are talking about abolition of slavery, so we must be knowing how, when and why the slavery originated. So let's first discuss that topic. So origin of slave trade. The colonies in Caribbean, Martinique, Guadeloupe, San Domingo. So friends, these are the names of some basic colonies situated in American continents. These colonies were the important suppliers of commodities such as tobacco, indigo, sugar and coffee. Now, if these colonies are such a great supplier of basic commodities, then obviously labor is required to produce these basic commodities, and this labor was provided by the European countries. Now what happened after the passage of a particular time period? Europeans relucted to go and work in distant and unfamiliar lands, and this reluctance of Europeans to go and work in different American continents gave rise to the triangular slave trade between Europe, Africa and America. So this was the reason why the slave trade originated between these three countries, and this slave trade is often regarded as triangular slave trade, as it is carried in three continents. Now the question arises how this slave trade was carried. So what happened during that time was French merchants sailed from the ports of Bordeaux to African coast, where they bought slaves from local chieftains. Look at these pictures. This is the Bordeaux of France. The French merchants sailed from there and reached African coast. From here they bought slaves from local chieftains, and then The slaves were shackled and tightly packed in ships for 3-month-long voyage across the Atlantic to the Caribbean, where they were sold to the plantation owners. Now look at this picture. The French merchants bought the slaves from this African coast, and from this African coast the slaves were tightly packed in the ships and transported across, this is your Atlantic Ocean, transported across the Atlantic Ocean to Caribbean, and it is along this sea only where those important colonies were situated, and in these colonies they were sold to the plantation owners, and with this slave trade only the plantation owners of those colonies were able to provide regular supply of commodities such as we discussed earlier, indigo, sugar, salt and tobacco. Now friends, the study of slave trade gives us a clear sign that the basic human rights of those slaves were humiliated at a great extent. So many efforts were made to abolish slavery. What were those? Let's analyze them also. Little criticism for slavery by the National Assembly of France was made, but the National Assembly did not pass any laws to abolish the slavery, fearing opposition from the businessmen whose incomes were dependent on that slave trade only. But the slavery was finally abolished by the convention in 1794, and that government system ordered to free all slaves in the French overseas possessions. But this decision of convention proved to be a short-term measure, as 10 years later Napoleon Bonaparte, ruler of France, reintroduced slavery. Now the main question arises that how did it came to a final end? So the plantation owners to which the slaves were transported and sold, they understood their freedom as including the right to enslave African Negroes in pursuit of their economic interest. So as a support given by the plantation owners and the government of Africa, America and Europe, slavery was finally abolished in 1848. Friends, this was all the discussion in today's video. Thanks for watching this video. If you like the video, press the like button, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Do press the bell icon to get the latest video updates. Thank you.